What is up, viewer out there watching this video? Lego Rocks back here, bringing you this time another Vancouver Canucks lineup. This time, we're taking a look at the Vancouver Canucks busts over the last, let's say, 10 years. So if I took a team of all of the Vancouver Canucks busts that we found significant and just put them together, we'd have a really bad team. So what I decided to do over here was take a look at the busts that we got over the past few years, realize their potentials in coincidence with what we believed they were going to be back then, and I made these guys their best case scenario. So this lineup right here is a what if. What if the Vancouver Canucks busts that we got that turned out to be busts weren't busts? What if these guys lived up to their truest potentials at the time? This is what this video explores, and I think I'll just take a little bit of this time to go over some of the rules. I made sure that all of these guys are not with the Canucks anymore. So, Brendan Gaunce, no. Ben Hutton, no. These guys can't be on the list. We got guys on this team who aren't Vancouver Canucks or Utica Comets or Canucks property anymore. We're only sticking with the guys who are doing their things elsewhere. So this video will explore that. Let's take a look at our lineups. So right away, first glance, you guys can see a whole bunch of names that we Canucks fans probably might have hyped up a little bit too much over the years. The best player on this team, I'll let you guys know right away, is Cody Hodgson. He's 27 years old today. He's 27 years old in the video game. Actually, I think he's 28. It's the birthday pass. It's September in this video game right now. He's 27, guys. So, Cody Hodgson, back when he was drafted 10th overall by the Canucks, everybody thought that he was going to be the next great one for Vancouver. People thought about Bo Horvat like they talked about Cody Hodgson back in the day. Cody Hodgson was supposed to be the next captain. And if you look at his numbers from his draft year in 2007-2008 with the Brampton Battalion, 85 points in 68 games. He has a strong two-way game, and that's why people liked him so much, as well as his offensive upside. Cody Hodgson was supposed to be the next great two-way forward for Vancouver, but now he's out there with his own clothing brand, so you guys can check that out, Coho Clothing. We got ourselves Jordan Schroeder on the left side of the first line. Schroeder was really a forward who could play anywhere. He could play on the left wing, the right wing, and he could play center as well. Drafted 22nd overall, Jordan Schroeder was kind of supposed to be what Brock Besser is now. When he was coming over from this U.S. development program. He spent some time in the NCAA, and when he came over to the Canucks, he was supposed to be really good, but, well, he is playing for the Cleveland Monsters in the AHL right now, so, yeah. But, in Jordan Schroeder's draft year, 2008-2009, his first year playing in college, he got himself 45 points in 35 games, so that's why everybody was on the Jordan Schroeder hype train. He was supposed to be really good. I have him here as an 88 overall playmaker. And then right here, Anton Rodin on the right side, 89 overall sniper. I have him with these stats right here because Rodin was supposed to be really freaking good. He was supposed to be our Panarin. He had some injury problems, so he spent some time over there in Europe, but coming back over, everybody was excited for Anton Rodin. He tore up the SHL. And coming back over, people were like, yeah, he's going to be the next European superstar to flourish in the NHL, but he didn't. And now he's injured again, playing for the HC Davos over there in Switzerland. I have him here as 89. Just in case you guys wanted to take a look, here are the rest of the stats. Cody Hodgson, I really boosted, like, everything for him because he was supposed to be really freaking good. But, yeah, this is our first line right here. Jordan Schroeder, Cody Hodgson, Anton Rodin. Going over to the second line right here, Hunter Shinkaruk. He's 84 overall because he's only 22 right now. I think he's 23 in real life, actually. But again, the game starts in September. So I have him here as 84. Because if Hunter Shinkaruk really panned out into being the best player that he could have been, he probably would have been in an 84 overall today, playing for the Vancouver Canucks as a sniper. You can see his puck skills, his senses, and his shooting are all really freaking good, and his defensive and physical ratings aren't really so much. But other than that, Hunter Shinkaruk was supposed to be really good, drafted behind Bo Horvat in that first round 2013. Yeah, he's playing in the AHL again, once again, too. Going over to Dane Fox, I have Dane Fox here as an 86. He's 23 years old. Dane Fox was really supposed to be good. Everybody was hyped about Dane Fox. We didn't draft him, he was undrafted. Everybody kind of saw an Alex Burrows kind of story coming out of Dane Fox, but Dane Fox, he wasn't really that good with the big club. I mean, there was a really big hype train surrounding Dane Fox, because in his last season with the Erie Otters, he played with Connor freaking McDavid. So in 67 games, he got 64 goals, 43 assists, and 107 points. He was a plus 46, and he had 122 penalty minutes. People saw Dane Fox, and they saw a player who could make an impact on the ice. And because of this, when he was signed, everyone was excited. Yo, this guy got 64 goals in 67 games. He's gonna be really freaking good. And now, if you take a look at his career, he's playing in Germany, 30 points, 52 games for the Ice Tigers. Playing with the ECHL, though, he did get a lot of points there as well. So the best case scenario I have Dane Fox at right now is an 86 overall sniper playing at 23 years old. You can see his puck skills and everything. He's got good stats because he was supposed to be really good. And topping things off in the top 6, Nicholas Jensen. I had to make him because he's not on any of the teams in this game. Nicholas Jensen was supposed to be really good too, drafted 29th overall in 2011. In his draft year, he notched himself 58 points, 29 goals in 61 games for Oshawa in the OHL. And as time proceeded, he just didn't really pan out. He played some games with the Vancouver Canucks. If you look at his total NHL record, he's got 31 games played and 6 points. That's really not that good. But if you take a look at the Jokerit this season, 54 games played is what he's at, 37 points and 19 goals. Nicholas Jensen, best case scenario in this situation, 87 overall sniper. So we got 3 snipers on here. I'm really expecting a lot of goals from this line. Going down to the third line, Ronalds Kenins. This is a guy who a lot of people were excited for because he came over from the ZSC Lions. It was Mark Crawford, actually, who recommended Kenins to come back over here, and he kind of did well. I'm not gonna lie, he did fairly successfully playing for the Canucks in his first few games. 30 games played is what he was at in 2015, 12 points for the Vancouver Canucks. He played really well alongside of Bo Horvat, and everybody was like, yo, Kenins and Horvat that's gonna be the line of the future. And, you know, Horvat's had a few good line mates overall, Berchi and Gagne, Vanek and all that, but Kenins was one of the really early ones where people were like, yeah, he's going to be good. They're going to grow alongside of each other. So I have Kenins here as an 83 overall grinder. Going over to Linden Vey, playing the center position right here. He was supposed to be good too, but I don't think a lot of people saw a huge amount of faith in him because of the way Willie Desjardins deployed Vey. And now Linden Vey playing for the ZSC Lions as well. He's playing with Ronalds Kenins too. He's down here in the third line. Kurtis Volk is the last player on here in the top 9. He's a player who everybody kind of saw the same thing coming out with Dane Fox, and that was an Alex Burrows-like story where this guy who came out of nowhere, came out of the Medicine Hat organization, signed with the Vancouver Canucks, and he tore things up in the camps and everything, worked his way up through Utica, and eventually would land a spot in the NHL. But that hasn't really happened yet. He's only played one NHL game, and that was with the Florida Panthers. Kurtis Volk was a player who everybody was impressed with at the training camps. I remember watching those games. I remember watching the skill showed off by Kurtis Volk, and just hoping great things out of him. Going down to the fourth line, Ludwick Blomstrand. He's a player who's playing for the Allsvenskan right now. He's got himself 7 points in 22 games. He was drafted in the 4th round of 2011, so he was kind of drafted to be a depth guy, and this is just best case scenario here. What if he made the NHL? He'd probably be a 79 overall left winger. Going over to Alex Friesen, the center here on this position. Friesen was a player who's actually doing really well right now over there on the Allsvenskan too. 44 points in 52 games played for this guy, drafted in the 6th round of 2010. So really, this is the best case scenario here. What if he made the NHL, and what if he achieved NHL potential? Of course, he wouldn't be getting 44 points in 52 games if he made the NHL with full NHL potential, so I have him down here in the 4th line as a center at 81 overall. Alex Grenier is last on here. You guys remember Grenier. He played a few games for us. but really now he's playing with the Springfield Thunderbirds alongside of, I forgot who, Kurtis Volk, right. So Grenier, he's down here, he's 80 overall. Yeah, I really wish him the best too, because I wanted him to succeed as well. And then, going over to our defensive core, Patrick McNally. I have him here as an 87 offensive defenseman, and the reason I have him here is because in 2010, when he was drafted in the 4th round. Okay, what did he achieve at that time frame? Well, in 2009-2010, playing for the USHS Prep, he was getting 35 points in 28 games playing for Milton Academy. Then the next season, he got 51 points in 28 games playing for the same team. Then he transitioned over to college, 28 points, 34 games in his first Harvard season. He became a pretty good offensive defenseman in this time frame, but now he's playing in the Allsvenskan as well. He doesn't really have a future in the NHL, but this is the what if. So what if he made it? Frank Corrado is our top pairing right-handed defenseman. He's 24 years of age here. You guys know Corrado. You guys remember his story. He was passed up a lot through other teams, through the farm systems and everything. Never was really given a chance, but this is probably where I see him at right now if he was given an opportunity and he lived up to his potential. Going over down to the second pairing, Jan Sauvé. He's playing, I believe he's playing in Switzerland right now? He's playing for the Nottingham Panthers, which is actually a CHL team, and that is a team that is included here in this game, so luckily I didn't have to recreate Jan Sauvé right here, but I have him as a two-way defender, 84 overall, drafted in the 2nd round of 2008 by Vancouver, and then Jordan Subban over here, I have him as an elite low, 22 years old, 83 overall. Look at his shooting stats, look at his offensive stats, he's got a good mind for offense. Down here, Henrik Tomarne, a lot of people won't really remember him, but I kind of do. He's playing right now in the Swiss League, and he was drafted in the 7th round of 2011 too, so he wasn't really supposed to be that good, but this is what I have him at if he were to be able to make the NHL. Adam Polasek is the last guy over here. I have him as 79 overall, because he wasn't really doing that well either. But I have him down here, you can see all his stats. It's kind of even, 4 stars even all around. This is what our team looks like. And if we go over to the special teams, this is what the power play looks like. I got Schroeder, Rodin, and Hodgson, Subban, McNally, Dane Fox, Vey, Jensen, Shinkaruk, and Corrado. And if we go over to goaltenders, Yocum Eriksson. I have him as an 88 overall. Why? Because in 2010, 2011, 2012, Joacim Eriksson was an absolute beast. Looking at Eriksson's stats in 2011-2012, 33 games played in the SHL, a goals against average of 1.73 and a save percentage of .935. Going over to the next season, 2012-2013, still in the SHL, 1.67 goals against average and a .931 save percentage. Those are genuinely elite numbers. So this is what Yocum Eriksson would be in the NHL, 88 overall. This is what I put him at, and Joe Canada's down here at an 81. He's in a backup position right now. So this is what our team looks like. This is the Vancouver Busts going to work right here. We'll simulate the whole season and see where these guys end up. So yeah, let's do things right over here. We'll go down to April. Yeah, here, April the 8th, and we'll simulate all the way through. Alright, so wrapping things up right here, 42, 33, and 7 was our record right here. That's good for a good 91 points. So overall, this team definitely wasn't as dominant as other simulations we've done in the past. Looking over, you can actually see that we did go on a few cold streaks. There are a few pairs of losses. Here's a good one. Here's LA loss, Anaheim loss, Toronto loss, then Montreal loss, Capitals loss. So if you're counting, that's 5 straight losses. We went on a few losing streaks, which definitely didn't help us. And overall, 42, 33, and 7, we were positive, we were above 500, but I don't know if that's good enough to get us into the Jeez, it is good enough to get us into the playoffs. So we clinched. We're going to be playing against LA in the first round, but we got to see the stats of everybody. And Cody Hodgson led the team, a point-a-game player, 48 goals, 36 assists. he was negative. That first line was negative. Actually, kind of makes sense, considering that we did lose a lot of games. But Jordan Schroeder down here, 64 points, 13 goals, 51 assists. Rodin didn't get that many goals either, but he did get a lot of assists, so he got 63 as well. And then Nicholas Jensen had the most goals on the second line with 29, but he had 49 points in total. Shinkaruk and Fox each got less than 20 goals, but they're in the 50s in terms of points, so that's alright. McNally down here for defenseman, he got himself 33 points. Subban is here as well, 28 points. Vey and Grenier. Grenier got a lot of points. What the heck? Fourth line grinder gets 15 goals. Nice. Linden Vey playing on the power play got himself 32 points. Kenins down here with 27 points. Pretty good for him. Volk got this many as well. Friesen with 25. And Ludwick Blomstrand with 18 points. So not bad for a fourth line guy. But overall, Cody Hodgson really took things on his shoulders, as he should have. Because Cody Hodgson was really looking towards being one of the next best great Vancouver Canucks in history. So yeah, 339 shots as well. That's really good for him. Shooting percentages were kind of low, which was expected. Nicholas Jensen got a 10% shooting percentage, and he got 29 goals. So yeah, you know, like a lot of these shooting percentages, 10, 10, 10, 12, 14, usually better players would be up in the 15 range, so if this was up to 15, a lot of these guys would have gotten more goals. For example, Grenier, he got 15%, and he got himself 15 goals playing on the fourth line, so that's really good. Going down over to the rest of the league, though, of course, it's freaking Stamkos and Kucherov, of course. We got ourselves, it looks like 4 guys who reached 50 goals. Cody Hodgson's actually down here in points with 84, so he got bested out by guys like Severson, Ovechkin, Palat, jeez, Tarasenko and all that, but overall, it's, you know, it's not bad, but Cody Hodgson's the only one we'll have here for a while, because the next point guy that we got is down there in the 60s. So, going over to goals, Cody Hodgson was here, he was tied for 6th in goals with 48, going down a little bit further, yeah, Nicholas Jensen with 29, he's down here somewhere, so he's, at the same level as Jack Eichel, so that's pretty good. But yeah, overall, this team didn't necessarily do, super President's Trophy contending well, but that's kind of expected because this is just a normal hockey team. We're not taking the stacked 2011 team, or the, Cinderella Story 94 team, or the stacked 2003 team. We're taking just a whole bunch of busts and putting them together in the best case scenario, and these guys made the playoffs, so that's pretty good. And Cody Hodgson getting a point per game, that's just a bonus. So let's simulate throughout the playoffs, see how we'll do against LA, and we'll just take a look, see how things are. So we're losing games, we're winning games, winning, okay, we lost, alright, we lost. So the Vancouver Canucks, the team of busts, is not able to get past the first round, and that's it. This was more of a video just talking about the prospects, to be honest, and dissecting the pieces of the future that we thought we had back then, and just looking and taking into perspective how they didn't pan out. Because we weren't really... The Flames? Seriously? Because we weren't really able to do well, and we didn't win that many games. We got 42, we got a lot of points, sort of, but at the same time, this is just a normal team. So even with really good players like Cody Hodgson, Patrick McNally, and a really good goaltender in Eriksson, we still didn't do that well in the playoffs. So going over to the awards, yeah, Calgary won, and then the player awards, no Vancouver Canucks over here, are there? Oh, there's one. Cody Hodgson got the Selke. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, actually, because Cody Hodgson was the next two-way monster in the NHL to be. And overall, it kind of pisses me off the fact that Tampa won everything because they got so many point scores, but what are you gonna do? It's a video game, right? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're a plus, and you're down below, make sure to dislike and do not subscribe to LEGO Rocks 99 Gaming, and bye.